Good morning, homespun friends. It is so great to see you on this Monday. Can you believe that I'm actually coming back with another video this soon? It's very exciting for me, and I just want to thank each one of you who've been encouraging. It was great to see all the familiar names come up in the comments on my last video. I have missed you, and I've always been thinking about you, even though there have been long lapses of time that I haven't been with you. Right now in our area, we are getting ready for Hurricane Florence. You know, I live in North Carolina. I live to the west of Charlotte, and I live in an area called the foothills. And this area is where, you know, the flatlands meet the mountains, and we start having those rolling hills. And this is an area that tends to be like Hurricane Alley. When a hurricane hits the coast, and then if it comes down up through, you know, South Carolina or even the lower part of the North Carolina coast, and it comes this direction, it tends to hit against those mountains, and it doesn't really jump over the mountains. It tends to hug right against the mountains as it runs up north. And so we're right in that area, and we're already being told to get prepared to have, you know, really strong winds. Of course, you know, it will be, it's a category 4 right now, Florence is, but probably will not remain that very long once it hits the coastal areas, but we still can have powerful winds. There's going to be lots of rain. We have lots of trees in our area. Once you get up closer, you know, to the foothills and the mountains, you have lots of trees, big trees. And then also the danger of tornadoes. Tornadoes are something that really, you know, hurt any area that where tornadoes touch down is in danger. And I know that during Hurricane Hugo, that was one of the big problems that this area experienced. We just had a tough time with Hugo. It was a huge, big storm, very powerful, that surged right up our area and just tore a path through our county and leveled houses and businesses, and really just did a lot of damage. So we are praying for the people that live in the coastal areas of the Carolinas, and also those who are going to be in the path of this storm, because once the storm gets on land, if it stalls out, wherever it stalls, if you're near there, which we will probably be in that area, then you're going to get lots of rain and heavier rains and wind and things like that. Just something to be thinking about. So I have had about 4 people already last night and this morning texting me wanting to know how I'm doing and if our family is going to be impacted by this storm. And so I just want to thank those of you who've reached out to me, and thank all of you for praying for us and for everyone, because I know those at the coast especially, you know, they're going to get the brunt of the storm, and I know that they're concerned for their property and mostly just for their well-being. I thought I would come today and just show you a few items that I have put out in my house for the fall season, and I just show you, you know, how I do. I just show you random things on here, nothing in any particular order. I'm just going to show you a few things that I picked up around my house to share with you today as we're getting back in the habit of being together again. Now, one of the things that I picked up a number of years ago, and I may have shown this to you before, but I picked this up when I was visiting my mother. I believe when she lived near Atlanta, we went to a thrift store, and I saw this cute little thing, and I fell in love with it. I'm going to show it to you. It's a little, like a little pilgrim, I guess. And she was at the thrift store. I'm looking to see if the dollar amount is written on the back of her, because usually they'd put a little magic marker and write like $2, or I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it wouldn't have been more than $5 because I wouldn't have bought it. But isn't that the cutest thing? It has this little wooden heart that says Happy Harvest. I love all of the little raffia that comes down and all the pretty little the plaid strands here. They're so cute, and these are her little feet that hang down with the wire, and I love her apron out of the little muslin, and she is adorable. And where I hang her, I'm going to twist so you can see, right back here on this cabinet that you see where the angels are, I hang her right in that spot. And so she goes over there, and you'll probably see her behind me some in the videos that I do, because she's going to be hanging out over there. And then I'll show you another little thing that I got at the same thrift store. I think it was a different trip, though. But I found this little cute little scarecrow. Isn't she adorable? I love her. And she's just got this cute little corn husk hair and the sweetest little face. And I sit her up on one of my cabinets, and she hangs out up there during the fall. And so she's the perfect little decor for this time of the year. Now, another thing that I found recently that has nothing to do with fall, but is a cute bracelet I found at Hobby Lobby, and I thought I want to show that to my homespun friends because you guys might want to look for this. I know so many of you love, crafts and things, and you're probably near a Hobby Lobby, if not near one, not too far from one. And I found this really pretty. I'm really into bracelets right now. Like, I'm just really into them. And I found this beautiful, it's called a 3-strand bracelet. Isn't that pretty? I love this. And I'll show you the little button that hooks. And you can see it has the number 3 on it. And it's called a 3-strand bracelet because when you wrap it around your arm, it'll go around 3 times and connect. I'm going to see if I can get it connected for you. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But this bracelet, when I saw it, I loved it. I thought, I love the color. It's kind of a Carolina blue, and I love that. And another thing that I love, the button really stood out to me. I loved it, and the little red stone. And when I picked it up, it said the 3-strand bracelet is actually, the proceeds from this go to help stop human trafficking. And the victims of human trafficking that have survived and been removed from that lifestyle, or those who are at a high risk for that, they actually make these and sell them as a way to raise money for themselves. And so I thought that was really cool. The 3 strands represent freedom, love, and empowerment for those who have often been held against their will. And the little red stone is for stopping human trafficking. And I just love this bracelet. It was $12.99, and I used my 40% off. So I think it was $7.70 or something. I don't know. But anyway, for that price, it was really cute. And on the back of the little packaging, it tells you a little story about how they used the proceeds from this to help those who are victims of human trafficking. So I really love that little 3-strand bracelet. You could also use it. I noticed this. You could also use it as a choker if you wanted to. So check that out if you're into bracelets. I want to show you one that I just bought recently from my friend Leslie. She had a little party online for I think it's called Trades of Hope, and these are women who live like in third world countries where there's poverty and they don't have a lot of means for supporting themselves. They don't have like a lot of money or resources, and so they use their gifts and their skills to make small items to sell, and then this company helps to promote them and helps to get their products out there so that people can hear about them and buy them. And this bracelet I bought in that little party that she had, and it is called the Awakening bracelet, and I loved it. It's so pretty, and it's very, very comfortable, and I love the white and gold beads. I think those are just really like little stones that stand out. I really love them. So I got that recently too, in my little bracelet phase of life that I'm in right now. Now, another thing that I wanted to show you, my husband and I have been trying to go back to our low-carb diet. We did this last fall, and we really got off track. I got discouraged because my weight loss kind of stopped for a few weeks, and I just quit doing it, to be honest. It was Thanksgiving and I wanted to eat, and then it was Christmas and I wanted to eat, and then both of us just kind of gave up on it. And we really regret that we did, because now that we've learned more, we understand that it's not uncommon when you're doing a keto diet to have a few weeks when you don't lose any weight. That's just normal. It's to be expected, and your body is still working, and your body is still doing what it's supposed to do. Typically, after a stalemate like that, you'll lose several pounds at one time, because your body is just the way that your body is burning the proteins that's in there and burning the fat cells. So now that I know more about it, I thought let's try again. My husband is like borderline diabetic. Everybody in his family has diabetes, and so he's 56, and he'll do really good for a little while, and he'll get down in the safe zone, and then we don't do really good for a little while, and he'll get back up on the borderline. So we're constantly kind of going back and forth. It's a struggle when you struggle with your weight and you struggle with a health issue like high blood pressure or diabetes or something like that. You really have to stay on top of it. And so we're trying to do better as we're in our 50s to do this. And so one of the things that we're using right now to help us as we're trying to eat lower carbs and do better is I found this bread. It's called Joseph's. I don't know if any of you are familiar with this, but this little pita bread right here, one of these rounds is only 6 net carbs. And when you compare that to loaf bread, this is a much better option. And you can see that it's a pretty nice thick slice. Now, a lot of times what we will do is we just cut this in half, and I can actually like wrap a hot dog in that, or a hamburger steak or something, and eat it in just half of that. And so we're getting like it's only going to be like three net carbs. And so when you're trying to keep your carbs around 20 or less, for us, it usually tends to be about 30 or less, then you have to watch every single thing that you eat. And so these are great. If you are trying to be heart-friendly and you're trying to watch maybe your weight or you're trying to watch your sugars, tell me what you use if you like to have bread. We've just been doing this maybe, I don't know, it's less than a week. So we're still trying to get back in the flow. But this is something that I did last time. I know that really helped us. And another thing that you can use is this flax bread. You can see how flat these pieces are, but look how big they are. Well, half of this particular, I don't know what you'd call it, roll up here is four net carbs. So you are doing pretty good. I thought about taking this and putting sauce on it and putting cheese on there and maybe some pepperoni and onion or something on here and making it like a pizza. And any of the crust is not, real crisp. You still could have something like a pizza with this, and you can see how big that is. And for only 4 carbs, that's really not bad at all. So if you haven't gone to your store, I get these at Walmart. It's about the only place that I can find this particular bread. I wish that other grocery stores around my area would carry it. I'm not far from Walmart. I'm really just probably 3 miles from Walmart. But I just hate going in and out of there, don't you? And like 1 mile from my house, I have a Food Lion. And I wish they would carry it up there because I could run up there and get it and it wouldn't be a problem. But the way it is now, whenever I try to make a special trip to go into Walmart just to get these items that it's hard to find anywhere else. And so that's something else that my husband and I are working on right now. And so as I get ready to close out with you guys, it's been great to spend time with you. I'm going to show you my scripture writing for yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Let me see. Oh, no, it might have been for Saturday, actually. It was for Saturday. This is the scripture that I chose. The scripture that was on the books was for the armor of God, and we had just done the armor of God a few weeks ago. So I thought I'm going to try to choose something else. And since our theme is God's strength, I tried to find a scripture with strength in it. And so this is what I came up with because I love this verse. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and they are safe. And I love this, especially with the threat of storms coming our way. I always think about how no matter what we're going through, whether it's a literal physical storm or it might be a trial that you're going through, a storm with your health. It could be a storm in your emotional life. It could be a storm in your relationships where you just feel like everything is in an upheaval. Maybe it's with your spouse. Maybe it's with your parents. Maybe it's with your children or grandchildren or a coworker. It could just be with your neighbor. Whatever kind of storm that you're going through, we know that when we put our trust in the name of the Lord, He is going to calm that storm. He is going to be a tower that we can run to and we are safe. And the first thing I thought of, I remember the first time I read this verse, it says, the righteous run to it and are safe. And I told my husband, I said, well, I'm not righteous at all. I mean, if the righteous are the only ones that can be safe, then I'm in trouble, because I know that I'm not righteous. He said, yes, but it's not our righteousness that we're dependent on. We are covered by Jesus' righteousness, and His righteousness is perfect. So friends, today, don't worry about your own self thinking, well, I'm not perfect. I make so many mistakes. I'm not righteous. That means I won't be safe. No. This righteousness, this is the righteousness of Christ on our lives. And we are so thankful for His salvation and for the safety that He gives us in the name of the Lord. Friends, I hope you have a wonderful day. It is great to see you again. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.